Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the No Shame Podcast. I am your host, Blaze, with the co host, Undead Wolf.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
And we have another guest today. We have Lowki.
Yo, 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 what's up, what's up?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. A little under the weather, but I'm alive.
That's great.
He's finally here.
Finally.
Finally, we got him.
Uh,
Holding him hostage. Do not bother trying to contact us.
Yeah.
We're holding him hostage. Right. Cool. Questions. So, to get into things straight away, how did you get into content creation?
Dude, I was a 12-year-old kid, man, with a dream. So after graduating, oh gosh, what was that? Eighth grade? Yeah, I'd be eighth grade after graduating, junior high. I got my first laptop. With that, I started editing my own YouTube videos and stuff way back in the day. So Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghost, and just kind of fell in love with it from there and been doing it since.
Sweet.
Nice.
What was your first piece of content, and do you feel cringed about it?
It's a hidden video because of how cringe it is, and you'll never find it because the accounts that it's not my current username. It's a very old account, but I created a Saints Row 2 video where I had accidentally found a glitch because I got hit off of a helicopter, and I was playing on one of those old box TVs and recording it with a legit camera, so the quality's absolutely trash. And I still had my really bad like country accent back in the day, so you hear me going, "Oh, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?" Stuff like that, with my squeaker voice, and it's just crazy.
Mine was kind of similar, but it was with Skate 3, and I recorded it with an iPad stuck in between my legs so I could use the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to. I've told this to Blaze before. I used to stream through Google Plus, and it'd be me on my laptop, and I'd stream, pretty much just me talking shit for what, an hour, 2 hours straight. I did it on some old accounts I don't even have anymore, but yeah, but I used to post like stuff straight off my phone as well, and it was just so cringe. But going back to 2017, I just film content on my PS4, then edit it on Chef Factory.
Um, what game do you think had the biggest cultural impact in the last 10 years of gaming?
The last 10 years?
Yeah.
God, I'm really that old?
Literally.
Oh, man. 10 years ago would have been what, 2015? So that's right around when I would say Black Ops 3 came out, right? If I'm right,
Yeah.
right around then. I don't I don't know. That's the only game I played, to be honest. Um, if we were to say biggest cultural impact though, I'd have to say probably Fortnite. I feel like it changed the game for a lot of people. It really forced a lot of other companies, including Activision, to make their own battle royale and trying to get around the niche of that market. Because I remember when World War II came out. Gosh, yeah, I was playing that and it sucked. And then Fortnite had just came out, and so I started playing Fortnite out of nowhere, and all of a sudden everybody's playing it, and it just became this big thing that I feel like it's kind of blown up.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Fortnite,
I
how are battle passes or let me rephrase that. Are battle passes better or worse in games now since Fortnite started battle pass kind of stuff?
So if we're gonna go off battle passes or just microtransactions in general,
Just
because I have a
battle
big
pass.
battle pass. Okay, so battle passes, Fortnite's. I feel like Fortnite does them the best.
Yes.
But like Call of Duty's gotten better with it. But
Yeah.
the idea of doing all these event passes and stuff like that and locking everything behind a paywall gets so annoying when you pay, especially for a premium title game like Call of Duty. So like if it's a free game and you're doing a battle pass, more than happy. That's perfectly fine. But when you're talking about like a premium title that you pay $70 just to get the base game, and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, every season we're gonna have a battle pass, and it's gonna be, you can pay $10, we can pay $30 for the special version. You know, that's where I feel like it's gotten too far for a lot of places, but I feel like Fortnite definitely does it the best. They give you
Yeah.
more bang for your buck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100. Because especially with the Fortnite crew, if you're buying the Fortnite crew, you're paying what, $10, $11 for like not only the Fortnite Battle Pass, you're paying for the OG Pass, the Fortnite Festival, and the Lego Pass. Which some Lego passes have been shit, depending on the skin, but like this recent one is so shit. Like me and Blaze have completed the Battle Pass already. What, 2 weeks in? Maybe a
Yeah.
week or 2 weeks. But the Lego Pass is just so shit. Like the only two decent Battle Passes have been the OG Pass and the normal Battle Pass, 100%.
Yeah.
And also the event passes. Um, some have been okay. I don't mind spending what, $10 on buying the event passes, whether it was Squid Games or if it was what was it, the 420 event or anything like that. But most recently it's been announced, obviously we're getting Beavis and Butthead come to Call of Duty, and that's going to be an event pass. So I don't mind spending the $8 because I love Beavis and Butthead. I used to love watching it growing up. Yeah, when it comes to battle passes, I didn't start buying battle passes fully until season 3 in Modern Warfare 3. So the only battle pass I had in Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2 season 1. So that was it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, what is the how do you deal with burnout and creative blocks?
Oh my. Good question, because I've been dealing with one here recently with, Call of Duty's been not as fun, so I just kind of I've been taking a little bit of a backhand, editing what I can when I can. But honestly, sometimes it just helps to completely take a break, go do something
Yeah,
else, go play something else. Because if you're constantly creating, what I've noticed is you either run out of stuff to edit, you run out of ideas, or you run out of the worst thing to run out of is passion.
yeah,
That's happened. It hits me off and on throughout the years I've been creating, but that's the biggest thing that I hate losing is passion. So like I've personally been going to the gym a lot more, and not gaming as much. That way, it kind of gives me a little bit more of like a kind of a, I guess, like a mindset change in a sense.
of course, yeah. Um, Also, as a content creator, how do you decide which brands and sponsorships you work with?
Well, if the big Mountain Dew wants to ever hit me up, I've been drinking them since I was young, and my
Yeah,
my veins is filled with the dew. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I kind of look at, I'll if a brand reaches out to me and wants to work with me, I'm going to look at, what they stand for, and if they're a brand that I use. Like if I don't use you or drink you or anything like that, then I don't know if, like, like if some makeup company comes out to me and wants me to, well, I don't use makeup. That's not for me.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm more practical about things. If it's something I can see is beneficial for other people, or it's something that I would use in my daily life. Like if Dawn Dish Soap wanted to sponsor a video, like I do dishes all the time at home, so why not? Um, but it also kind of comes to like what their motto is. If they're a great company, or let's say they're like one of those companies that I don't necessarily agree with on certain things, then I'm not going to align with them. So.
You know, speaking about like Mountain Dew, if you could rank from your maybe top 10 or maybe top 5, what is the best drink you have drunken? Because I've seen your videos and
Uh,
you drink a lot. Do sometimes maybe Pepsi, sometimes you got different drinks. What is your maybe top 5? If not top 10, top 5.
Okay, top 5 will be relatively easy. So number 1, actually we'll start with number 5. Is gonna be recently that I've drank over the years is probably the 2022 Mountain Dew Voodoo. It's probably is up there.
Yeah.
Um, number 4, I would probably have to say I actually liked that Nitro Pepsi stuff they did. It was like it was kind of like a flat Pepsi, but they had like a flavor that kind of tastes like a vanilla float. That would be up there. Number 3, this is gonna be a weird one because it's one of my most viewed review videos. Is the flaming hot Mountain Dew. It
Ooh.
was like a mixture of live wire and like a spiciness. It was actually really good, surprisingly. Um, but that one would definitely be up there. Number 2, never gonna beat it. The OG Mountain Dew that is number 2. I mean, it's tried and true. Um, and if we're gonna say number 1, just because they've never brought it back since I was a kid playing Black Ops 2, and I'm so furious that they haven't brought it back yet, is gonna be the Whiteout Mountain Dew
Yes.
at number 1. It came and then it disappeared, and ever since then, my life has not felt so nice. So,
Yeah, I have tried Mountain Dew in America. I've had like Code Red. Code Red is really nice. I like Code. But
Baja Blast is
I have
really
to.
good.
And one drink I managed to even try before it went away was Crystal Pepsi. They brought it back after 1999, I think it was, or the 90s or the 80s whenever it first came out. But it came back out in 2017 or 2018. I tried it. Fuck me. It's just like a Pepsi, but it's like clear. It's so
yeah.
nice. It doesn't really like it doesn't really change a thing, or it does, but it it's different. You know, it's that kind of that Y2K type shit.
Uh, Going back to you talking about burnout and all that, it's like with me recently, I'm burnt out on Call of Duty multiplayer, so me and Wolf have been grinding zombie camos, doing something completely different.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've
I,
I
yeah.
honestly will go back and play the OG zombies and stuff.
Yes.
Since I'm on PC, I can hop on BO3 or whatever and load up some Nocturne Toten or Kino, play that and just chillax. Um, but
Modded
yeah, I
zombies on
mean,
Black Ops 3 PC is so fun.
yeah, they're bringing the Transit DLC here soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually saying to Blaze that with Black Ops 7, I'm hoping they bring back Transit because if you're bringing back the OG COD crew, then surely you got to bring back Transit.
Yeah.
Like it's a go-to. Like everyone's been talking about Zombie Chronicles 2. That will never happen. Zombie Chronicles 2 DLC will never happen whatsoever because they're solely focused on microtransactions. So just releasing maps as you do is pretty much it. But I do hope they do transit like a kind of yeah. I hope they bring back transit.
I got a hot take question for you. How do you feel about remakes and remasters? Is it nostalgia or lazy designing?
So remakes and remasters. So like if we're talking about like maps, like every year for Call of Duty, I feel like it's kind of lazy if you're bringing the same maps back and you're cycling them through. And don't get me wrong, like it's been tried and true to have a Nuketown map with every game. Same with Shipment for every IW game for the past few years. That's perfectly fine. But like what they've done recently, I feel like was kind of lazy, and they were kind of like, like MW3 and stuff. It was fun, don't get me wrong. Like I like all those maps, but like they basically just remastered all of the Modern Warfare 2 maps, and it was like okay, cool, but like I like it and I hate it. I feel like it just depends on if you're now if they just fully remastered the game like we had back in God, what would that have been? Early 20s. It would have been after Black Ops 3 when Infinite Warfare came out. They came out with COD 4 remastered. That's the only reason why I played Call of Duty that year was COD 4 remastered because I was not a fan of Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
So if it's done right, like when they remastered the campaign for Modern Warfare 2, okay, that's cool, but like give us the full game. If you're gonna give us a little taste, just give us the full plate of food. Like, it's I don't know. I love and hate it because like a lot of it is nostalgia too. Like for me, if they remastered Black Ops 2, I'd be gone. Like deuces. Like I'm playing Black Ops 2 for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like maps and stuff, I feel like it's a lot of like filler. So they're like sometimes they'll like you see recently with Call of Duty especially, they'll remaster like a couple multiplayer maps and stuff, and um, they just don't really change anything on them, or they look worse than the original.
Definitely.
So I definitely feel like it could be a mix of both for sure.
Yeah. So for a lot of people who don't know, Lowki is part of the Merc Clan Call of Duty team. So this one is a really good one. So what got you into competitive gaming in the first place, and what specific game that pulled you into it?
Oh, I mean, as a 12-year-old, going back to 12 years old, man, gosh, 13 years ago. um, you know, um, yeah, I used to watch the MLG game, game battles, stuff like that, between FaZe and Optic, and that kind of is what really got me into it. And then I had a buddy that was super into um, game battles and stuff back during the early years of Call of Duty, so we'd always try it, and we're pretty good at it. Made a good run, and then I kind of retired after 2019 because I played a lot in 2019 and really grinded out, and then I just kind of took a little bit of a break. So
Yeah, no, I heard that.
Speaking of competitive COD, I'm watching the CDL Championship right now. Optic Texas versus Vancouver Surge.
man, the CDL is not what it used to be when it was MLG though. I tell you what, the hype's just not the same.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that.
I feel like they've got too franchised basically. They're a team like Merc right now, we can't go in there and compete in the CDL. There's no challengers division or anything like that to work our way up there. You have to have, I think, it's $25 million to even compete.
Jesus.
You know,
Yeah.
um,
Here. Okay, I want to talk about this. I want to get your opinion on it. What responsibility do game devs have in moderating toxicity? Because recently in COD, you can get reported and banned just for teabagging someone.
yeah,
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 in comments banter calling someone a cunt. Like, sorry, sorry, hello.
yeah, man. So when I first heard they were coming out with this AI bullshit to moderate what people say online in a rated M for mature game, I think is absolutely ridiculous. If it's a rated E game like Fortnite or
Yeah,
something like that's meant for kids, then like I could see some moderation. But when it's a 17 plus game and everybody's supposed to be an adult playing it, I'm sorry, like, you know, I do think, yeah, there should be some sort of moderation as far as like when we had custom emblems, people put in some stuff up on custom emblems, but like it's
Oh
also it
yeah.
made the game kind of fun. Like you could create the funniest shit. Like right now with the whole P Diddy thing, I guarantee people would be making baby oil bottles and stuff like that. You know,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's always going to be some sort of toxicity, especially when it comes to like, Call of Duty, just because it's competitive. So people get competitive. Even in pubs, people are competitive, and I feel like trash talk, somebody that's perfectly fine. There are some things that like if you that people are saying slurs and all that stuff. Yeah, it's not right, but it's a rated M game. So if you're not mature enough to be able to, take a hit and keep going, then you shouldn't be playing a rated M game. And definitely your kid shouldn't be playing it. Now, granted, I did,
Yeah.
yeah.
but I also wasn't over here yelling the N word every 10 seconds at people or saying other stuff, that would be found super offensive. Because if I started yelling at the game, my mom would come up the stairs like, "What the heck are you doing?" You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
So,
my mom walked in on me when I was younger and I was in the middle of the no Russian mission. And she's like, "What the hell are you playing?"
Oh boy. So how do you balance content creation and maintaining your competitive edge?
it's because I'm the goat. Nah,
I
I've
mean,
always been naturally talented when it comes to like Call of Duty and stuff. I'm not gonna say I'm the best there ever was, because there's a lot of people out there that are professionally playing it, and I'm not. But like when it comes to content creation and stuff like that, it's about using tools that can clip stuff in the moment for you. So like for me, I use SteelSeries, and it has the auto clip function. Or what used to be nice is back in 2019 they had the NVIDIA highlights thing that you could use for Call of Duty and stuff, but that's no longer a thing.
yeah,
But kind of using tools like that, and then for me, is like I don't for my own content, I don't necessarily focus heavy on the editing either. I honestly prefer the more of a classical low edit style video versus all these overly edited videos that are like kind of like mind trippy. It's like a little too much, but yeah.
um, out of all the video game that you have played in your life, which video game character would make the worst roommate to live with?
Probably my main character, my character from Skyrim, Lowki, because he's just ugly as shit, and would probably scare the shit out of me if I saw him in my apartment. And then he's over there having dragons attack him every now and then.
yeah. I was gonna say, how important is it to have personal branding in the competitive scene?
Have personal branding in the competitive scene. Honestly, I mean, especially if you're a free agent, especially and you're not part of an established team, it's pretty important. You want to stand out and build kind of like an audience around you that's going to kind of push you up and promote you. If you're trying to be like the next Scumpy or something, you got to come with that energy and really push forward. Um, and not everybody's got it. There's a lot of like pros that like I didn't even know like who they were, because nowadays with it being so franchised, if you can compete in college or your university for like the UK or whatever, they have like what would you say, academies for the like esports academies. So for those who want to compete in the professional divisions, they do have academies where you can enter in, and you'll basically scrim with other people who want to be in the same area, and then it's they have like different discords and stuff like that, which we as Merc haven't really gotten too far into yet. Um, where you can also compete in like minor leagues and stuff and kind of build your reputation around there. And that's how some of these professional teams will recruit you to, like, a lot of these players that I see become pros. I've never heard of them before, but that's because they're, basically playing in the minor leagues and stuff, and nobody's heard of them. And a professional got in the scrim with him one day, and it's like, oh, this guy's twisted. Let's recruit him.
Yeah. So me and Wolf have been talking about all these video games that are getting movie adaptations, and I want to get your opinion on which game would make a surprisingly good movie or TV show.
Honestly, I'd love to see like a Elder Scrolls themed TV show. Would be pretty nice.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be based off a specific game, just the Elder Scrolls universe in general would be pretty nice. Um, and of course, like a GTA movie would be pretty cool too. But I feel like we already have a lot of those, with like the Fast and Furious series. Kind of shows off like what GTA can kind of be is kind of like in game in the movie format.
Yeah.
Um, but Elder Scrolls would be a cool aspect to do that whole universe. Um, I think that'd be pretty cool. Little TV show.
yeah, I agree. I was saying to Blaze earlier on, like about Fast and Furious and stuff. Like, there's ones that are good and then ones that you should not watch. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Off the that is it.
I think they're just milking the franchise too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's
Did
just
you
money. It's money.
did you guys see the announcement of the finale
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah,
They're gonna milk it to death. I mean, they're bringing a dead guy back to life, so for the movie,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Another question I wanted to ask you is, how did you get into Merclan?
Oh, dude, I was scrolling through TikTok one day. Because I had left a previous org because they kind of like just died off. So I did kind of just trying to be a solo player, and then I was scrolling through TikTok and saw one of the videos. And it was talking about how they had got their own W flavor. I've been associated with W since they first became a thing back in the early 2020s, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I went kind of stalked their social media and stuff for a little bit, and saw, I think it was Chris on Twitter, and kind of hopped into his stream and stuff, and then I eventually just applied for it and got in and became an ambassador, and I'm here today.
W's, absolute big W's. Yeah, like I've said this before. So I was in a similar position as you, Lowki. So I was with W since 2022, and yeah. So come last year, I see that W is collaborating with Merck. So I'm like, okay. So I have a little nose at the social media, and obviously I apply. Within 24 hours, I'm in as an ambassador. Not anymore because I missed a meeting. Fucking hell. Anyways, pretty much, yeah. Um. I'm proud to be part of Merc. To be honest with you, it's been so much fun. Like, without Merclan, I don't think I would have made so many friends in
Yeah.
the organization. Like I wouldn't be friends with you, Lowki. I wouldn't be friends with Blaze, or Snail, or Hollow, or everyone else. You know what I mean? Like it's a decent organization, and no, this is not promoted by Merc Clan. This episode is not promoted by Clan whatsoever. But I just thought I'd put it out there that it's a really good organization. I just think like there needs to be more input put towards it because a lot of things it's like you ask people to play with you, but then a few hours go by, no one says anything. Like there needs to be communication because people complain about no one playing with each other. It's like it's because you haven't replied. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I was
I
also saying, like, what's Merc Clan's like next plan when it comes to like their like branding? Because obviously they was with Dubby, they don't have a flavor anymore because of the situation with Dubby. We know, we all know what it is. If you know, you know. But I don't know who I was talking to, but someone said about G Fuel, like they could be leaning towards G Fuel.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I highly doubt they would. But it, but I heard that the reason we no longer have a flavor wasn't because of the problem. It was because they changed warehouse. So Dubby changed warehouse, and we no longer have a flavor. But I put in a thing to Tombstone about like different flavors and different kind of concepts. I said, "Can you put this forward?" He was like, "Yeah, I can." So it's more of just trying to figure out what they want to do and see if we can get shit done. Because I would love another flavor. If not recreating the flavor, then having something different. Because like our branding's to do with space and like planets and shit. Like we could have a flavor that has like kind of the theming to do with space, if that makes sense. Like that would be nice because the last flavor we had was kind of an idea that someone gave to us, and it was cherry limeade. Like I loved it. It was fucking fantastic. I still got the tub, but like having something thematic makes sense.
Yeah, the whole thing with like Dubby and stuff is like, there's like a lot of flavors that I would love for them to come out with, and they came out with a s'mores flavor recently, which I was super skeptical on because it was a milk based mixture, and because G Fuel's done something in the past as well with like their French vanilla coffee, and it sucked. It was atrocious. I think I did a review of it like one time. It was like drinking battery acid, and I would never touch it again. So I was super skeptical. And s'more flavor turned out really good. I will say, like, I really haven't consumed a whole lot of it just because I feel like it's got like a weird aftertaste to it. I don't know if it's just me, but um, Dubby, like, I feel like they're at that stage now where they're doing these, partnerships like they did with Soul Leveling, stuff like
Yeah.
that. As far as like Merclane goes, I don't really know what happened with that. The whole warehouse change thing could be true, but I think it's because like we're not kind of promoting as much as we used to either. Like we're not, I would say as hot as we used to be as far as like an organization goes.
No.
I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. We lost like all of the OG leadership kind of took a step back or left and went their own ways.
Yeah.
Um,
Loki 50 left. Loki 50 left. When I said to him about Merc, he was like, "Oh, I ain't like been in there for like months." I was like, "What? What? Like Loki 50 was like in like he was in the top like leagues, like not even leagues. He was like in the hierarchy. He was like up there. But
yeah, I
like
mean,
it's the same with the Dubby staff. Like um a bunch of the OG Dubby staff from last year they left, and I heard that apparently that a bunch of the stuff was like chatting in general chat, just having a bit of a laugh, and then one of the mods, more than the mods, it was like the higher than the mods before Anthony. She pretty much banned those people. She banned I think a couple of people for just saying one word, and that was taco. Apparently, so yeah, so they all got banned, and now they're in a separate server, and I'm in that server, so I'm just chilling with them. I've not really spoken to them in a hot minute, so I mean, to say the least, I think Derby as a brand is kind of going downhill because you go through your viral moments as a brand and as a business, and then you kind of do your brand deals, which takes you down. And as someone who does like business stuff, like you take a brand deal, you either get money for it and lose traction, or you do your own original stuff, lose people, but still get money in the process. You know what I mean? Like it's a win-lose situation either way, but it's down to Anthony to do the right thing because I don't know. He's a good guy. Like I love Anthony. Like I don't know him like that, but on a scale like me and him kind of like connect because I was on his TikTok live one time and I said, yo, what's going on? He was like, oh yeah, what's going on, Wolf? Then he says, oh, I've been seeing you promote your clothing, bro. Like it's pretty sick. I would repost it, but I can't because obviously his only account is the W account. But so I put in the chat saying, if you want to do a collab, you know where I'm at, because I've got a bunch of waifu stuff on my clothing shit. So if you want to do a collab, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Anthony, if you're watching this, you know where I'm at, bro.
Yeah. W's definitely, it's. I don't feel like they've really fallen downhill. I feel like they've had their ups and downs, but like I feel like especially the solo leveling collab was definitely a huge one for them. One I didn't expect happening, and it did. So I mean, I I would love that they do. I actually like the idea of them doing more stuff like that. Um, as long as it doesn't take away from their brand, as well as supporting small streamers and small creators, you know. But yeah, I mean, as long as they stay true to who they are, they can do as many clubs as they want, in my opinion. As long as they all taste good too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what matters. Like I think so the first time I actually tried Dubby, I actually won a giveaway from this random org I joined in 2022, and it was the Galaxy Grenade. That was really really nice. Back then I experimented with like different things. So I did it obviously off the bat. I tried it with the water, then I tried it with milk, then I tried it with Monster, then I tried it with Coke. Like you gotta experiment sometimes. But then obviously I bought the Big Energy Tears, and that was actually a W. Big Energy Tears was like a W because it was a flavor that everyone asked for such a long time. But I don't know. Because I've tried so many energy drinks over the years. Like I've tried Sneak, I've tried G Fuel, I've tried Advance. That's a different energy drink company. Advance isn't too bad. But yeah, no, with Dubby, as long as they focus on what they do, then that's all that matters because they can gain so much traction if they do the right thing.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I used to be huge with G Fuel because I don't know if you remember growing up, like, that's what a lot of the gamers were behind it. And before it was considered G Fuel, it was called Gamma Labs, now it's just G Fuel. And I don't know what's gonna come up. Can I get some of that for Christmas? She's like, no, you can't have any energy drinks and stuff. So I didn't get to try G Fuel until I was 18 and moved out, and I ordered my own, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this stuff's awesome." The first flavor I got was Keemstar's collaboration flavor with the cotton candy way back in the day, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." And then I got a couple other flavors and stuff, and I still got some, in a tote, but I just don't drink anymore. Because I guess like they had like an article come out that there was lead or something in the G Fuel, and so I stopped drinking it. And then Dubby had started coming out right around that time. I was like, oh, let me check Dubby out. And yeah, ever since then, I've been on the Dubby hype train.
Yeah.
I think my first G Fuel tub was FaZe Rugs G Fuel flavor. And then
Chug Rug.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Then I found Dubby. I've been with them for a long time, and then I found Glitch. I've been with Dubby and Glitch.
Yeah. But no, my first. Well, I didn't even. I bought two. So I went to Comic Con, and they were selling G Fuel. I was like, hell yeah! It's like $30. Hell yeah! So I bought the. Oh, what flavor was it? I think it was the. Hold on, I've got it here. Hold on. I bought the Miami Nights.
Mm.
Miami Nights, and then I bought the Doodleberry, which is like mixed berries, I'm assuming. But yeah, Doodleberry and Miami Nights were really nice. I did like that. Um, but when it comes to other brands, I'm with like this other one called Poggers. It's like a energy drink, and they also do like this melatonin sleep one as well, which isn't too bad. But I'm yet to try it still because it's so expensive. Um, but then I'm with Rafe because they're based in Wales, so it's not too bad. I need to try it as well, but like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is because um, I see these energy drink companies, and I'm very picky. So if I don't like what I see, I kind of go to another one to see like where things go. And because recently I've bought so many tubs of not glitch sneak, I tried to apply it to go with sneak, and they didn't even get back to me. And the requirement is 1K followers on either Instagram or TikTok. And I put in my TikTok. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with like a lot of these companies, right? Like W's super easy to get partnered with and get a code with because, you literally just got to apply, they'll give you it. Like, I mean, I've been with W before I even had 1,000 followers, and a lot of these other companies, that's all it takes is just reaching out and be like, hey, I like your product. Could we do something? And then they may or may not get back to you. Like, I tried to get sponsored by Mountain Dew when I was younger. I literally called their head office, got on the phone with somebody, and they never called me back. But I just took the initiative, and they probably heard my squeaker voice, like, oh, it's just some kid calling. Like, how does he, get our number or whatever? And I just did some research and called them up and was like, they're like, oh yeah, sure, well, I'll totally get with this guy and let him know, and never happened. So
um so I've noticed this recently with gaming companies is big streamers will complain about one little thing and the game will change it. What are your opinions on that?
I think, especially with what happened with Modern Warfare 2022 and Warzone 2, with the whole one-shot headshot snipers being taken out. Um, that's something that they asked for. And it was like just a couple bigger streamers and stuff was like, yeah, we should totally remove that. That should be a part of the game, and it ruined the game. And if it makes logical sense, like a good anti-cheat, I agree.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things these big streamers are what promote the game, right? So they do have a lot of sway, but I don't feel like they should have as much sway as they do nowadays. And I feel like sometimes that they do ruin the game for people who just want to chill and play the game. Like, oh, we took quickscoping out because Tim the Tapman got upset that he got quickscoped across the map. So yeah, I mean, it's good when they bring up actually good points, but when they're bringing up just complaints because it's something that they don't like, then I feel like that's where you got to have your community vote. Like, should this be nerfed? Should this be buffed? And if everybody in the community is saying yes, then okay, then it's on the community. But I don't think a single individual or a small group of individuals like that should make that big of a decision for the whole community.
It's like Nick A30 recently. He was doing a custom, I think it was, and he was complaining the whole time. And he's like, ban this kid. And he got so many people's accounts banned that are just people that get on the game for fun. And now they can't get back on Fortnite anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Abuse
I
of
think
power.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. There's like something like that. But I mean, I feel like a lot of those accounts too that got banned and stuff because I don't really track a lot of stuff. I feel like I wonder how much of that's actually legit too
Yeah.
with him because a lot of his stuff's scripted and like all these people are trolling him out of nowhere and then he's like a ban him and that guy gets banned.
Yeah.
If it's actual ban or not, we'll never know. We just kind of got to go with it. But a lot of his stuff's I feel like he fakes a lot of his content and stuff. I mean,
I think it's funny when he's playing solos and he just gets shot in the head from a random person. He's like, bro, he's stream sniping me. He just makes up excuses.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's how a lot of these. So you have like all these different kind of like streamers and stuff like that. So you have the guys who like constantly are gonna complain about the game, or they're gonna complain, "Oh, I'm being stream sniped," or "This guy's hacking." You know, it just depends what game you're playing, to be honest. Like COD right now, the big thing is well, everybody's hacking, and there is a lot of individuals that do cheat on the game, but at the same time, the game's just in such a bad state right now that it's hard to tell if anybody's
Yeah.
doing it or not.
It's like this thing I saw on Instagram. People complaining about people being too sweaty, but back in the day when you found someone that was really good at COD, you'd send them a friend request. You wouldn't complain about
Yeah.
them being sweaty.
Yep, exactly. I feel like a lot of people nowadays hold themselves up a lot higher, and I definitely think it's due to skill based matchmaking. To like, when you're getting into these easier lobbies all the time because you're not that good and you're coming out on top all the time, you think you're a lot better than you actually are, and then when you get like an actual sweat, like it runs into your lobby, and then you get destroyed. Like, oh, he's got to be cheating, or you know, there's no way he's that good because I'm destroying all these kids. Then come to find out, it's just all because skill based matchmaking puts you on this pedestal. But if you're not a good player, but if you're actually a good player, you're constantly fighting in these lobbies. That feels like you're playing in CDL, scrimmages the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I mean, I remember, on BO2, I'd go in a lobby. This guy was, destroying our whole team. I'd send him a friend request. and party up with them, and then we go destroy other teams. That's the whole idea.
How do you feel about COD removing the lobby dismemberment after each match instead of just staying in a lobby with everyone?
Yeah, I don't like that. I thought, they were supposed to bring it back to where you could stay in the same lobby with everybody and it continues to go. That was like the kind of like a selling point, but they just kept it out because they got to keep their skill-based matchmaking set up so that the casual player can enjoy the game, which is understandable. But like in public matches, I definitely feel like, if you get into a really good lobby, you should be able to stay in that lobby and continue playing against each other. That was one of the things I used to do. Like I used to stay in the same lobby, trying, like if somebody beat me, I'd be like, okay, well, next game I'm gonna get you. Well, now you don't even get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone that was starting content today?
Um, well, biggest one is to be consistent and then be consistent and be yourself. You know, don't try to create a persona that goes against your personal core values and beliefs. That's gonna make you feel sick on the inside. Just try to be yourself, and you know, if people don't, initially that you're being yourself, they just that's perfectly fine. So eventually, you'll build an audience with consistency, just being yourself, being honest, because as humans, we tend to kind of try to connect people who are similar, who are being honest and truthful. You know, People that build up this fake facade always come falling down. Like, you have all these big creators and stuff that get really big, being super fake, and then all of a sudden they get exposed for being fake, and then they just topple. So
Yeah,
the biggest thing is just to be yourself, be consistent, and have fun. You know, if you're not having fun doing it, then it's probably not meant for you.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
I will say, not everybody needs to be a content creator either. Like, I'm all for people wanting to create content and stuff, but like, there's a lot of other things out there to do. Like, me personally, I work in network security and stuff, and there's a lot of people that aren't going into these like other trade jobs and stuff or in my area. So, you know, everybody having this idea of like, oh, I need to be the next big YouTuber. That's cool and fun and all, but like, you gotta look at the realistic side of things. Is not everybody's gonna be the next big thing. Like I work a typical 9 to 5 like everybody else, and if I do blow up on Twitch or YouTube one day, perfectly fine with that. But if I don't, I'm also perfectly fine with it.
Yep.
Um, the biggest thing is like there's so many jobs out there that we need people for today that there's just not enough people to replace, especially in the trades like electricians, plumbers. Might not be the best job for you, but plumbers are making a killing right now. You
Yeah,
know, especially once you get up there because nobody's going into the trade and stuff, and it's something that needs done. Everybody shits, everybody pisses. Everybody's got a toilet.
PP
You
on
know,
Kaka.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, content creation is great and fun, and I definitely say go for it, but don't make it your end all be all. You know
You still need a
Yeah,
backup plan in case stuff don't work out.
exactly.
yeah,
Well, and you need finances too. Like you need something to finance your content creation, your passion, something like that. So get yourself a real job or even a part-time job, something that way you're not because when you're just creating content, and you have nothing else to do, you're gonna get burnt out. So treat that job as like your break from content creation. You know, I'm over here creating content 8 hours a day when I'm gonna go work my part-time job where I'm creating, you know, content for 8 hours a day. I'm gonna go work my full-time job and then come back and I had an idea while I'm at work, so I'm gonna write that down. And when I get home, I'm able to create.
Yep.
Yeah, agree. What was I gonna say? How do you engage with your community and keep them coming back?
Uh, like I said, just kind of be yourself. You know, I I like to listen to what people got to say and stuff like that. So like, I'll have people hop in and we'll have full conversations on stream or whatnot. And you know, I just try to be myself and have fun. I mean, it's the biggest thing. Having fun and being yourself. And big thing too for like if you're streaming is giving them the ability to interact with the stream. You know, the more a viewer or a follower or whatever is going to be able to interact, the more they're going to feel like oh, this is actually worthwhile being here. Because the attention span of a person nowadays comes down to seconds. So you probably have 5 to 10 seconds to grab somebody's attention and keep it before they scroll past you.
Yeah.
So that's why the trend for all these rage bait videos has gotten so big
Yeah.
and stuff is because that's one way to get clicks. You'll get somebody to sit there and watch your video past that 10-second mark, and then they're there for the whole, 1 minute to 3 minute video. So I mean, it's just honestly kind of just being engaging with the viewers, asking how their day is going, stuff like that. Create a conversation. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, what's your favorite cookie?" Because I'm huge into cookies. So
Yeah.
like, if they tell me, "Oh, I'm a snickerdoodle person," I'm like, "Oh, snickerdoodle's good, but have you ever had a chocolate chip?" Like
You
it's
should do the
just stuff like
crumble
that.
cookie. You need to start doing crumble cookie reviews, bro. Like,
Dude, I would gain so much weight reviewing crumble cookies. One of those cookies is like 1,600 calories, and so Walmart released their own version of crumble. It's called like King Crumb or something, and I got them, and I ate them. I did not remember to record the video of me trying them, and there's just a big old chocolate chip cookie, and yeah, I mean, I could not. I have a huge sweet tooth, so if you put a box full of, we're talking, 1,600 calories per cookie in front of me, I will eat that whole box in one setting.
Be the
God
next Nick
forbid
A30.
we take you to Universal to get that fucking giant donut cake.
Oh man,
God forbid we take you to Universal. God forbid.
God, oh dude, that cake wouldn't stand a chance.
It'll be done.
Oh yeah. The last time I was at Universal in Florida, um, they had like all the butterbeer stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, I had so much butterbeer in the Harry Potter land and all that. Oh, dude, butterbeer, freaking ice cream, cake pops. I think they had butterbeer cookies. I mean, oh, it was awesome.
Yeah. I saw that Nikki was talking about like the group of Merc clan going to Disney. I was like, oh damn, really? This is next year. We're talking about next year. So them lot are gonna go to Disney, and I was saying like, oh yeah, I want dates. I want dates. I want dates, please.
Yeah, I haven't.
I was saying to players like, imagine like we go to Disney, or not even that, like just going to like Disney or Universal, just the amount of content we can get out of that.
Yes.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
bro, it would be hilarious.
I've been wanting to make vlogging content.
Like I have vlogs on my channel. I think my first one was Comic Con. The second one was um I went to Disney, and then the third one I went to Devon in the UK. It was this nice like little beach area in the UK. But yeah, it would be nice to go back to like Disney and like kind of film content with you guys, because the content would be wild. Like, obviously, you gotta be respectful because it's a public place, and you know you can't be obnoxiously fucking loud like these content creators on Rumble and fucking Kick. But obviously maintaining the respectfulness, but being yourself like you do on camera. But yeah, I can imagine the content would be hilarious. Like it, like I can imagine like recreating the shit from Brandon Rogers. Like we're in a Star Wars land and there's the lightsabers. Don't look at the dildos. Don't look at the dildos.
Oh god.
See, you go to the Dumbo area and you see the mouse with the whip. That bitch owns somebody.
Yeah.
And you go into Snow White and you see the witch. Hi, Rasputia. You still look like a slut. Like that shit. Like I can imagine the content we can get out of that. Like it would be hilarious, and like it would be nice to see like the main Merc clan people because I've never met them, and yeah.
I've always wanted to make vlogging content. It's just there's nothing like fun to vlog here in the middle of nowhere, United States, where I live.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I live in Indiana, and so like we have downtown Indianapolis, and that's just became like a crap hole. And we have our Gen Cons and Comic Cons and stuff every now and then, but it's like I always forget when they're happening, so I never buy passes for them. Or like I think Gen Cons in August and Comic Cons in March, but it's like, oh, I'm on call that week, so I can't go there because if something happens, and I'm gonna have to get out of my costume and go fix a switch. You know?
Uh,
Yeah,
Here in
we
Kansas, the only cool things we have is the biggest ball of twine. We have demolition derbies. That's about it. Nothing really cool.
yeah, in London, so we've got Comic Con, so it's called MCM Comic Con. That's the big Comic Con that happens every year. So there's one in London and one in Birmingham. I don't go to the one in Birmingham because, well, yeah, it's Birmingham. I think it's Birmingham or Manchester. I can't remember where it was, but I go to the London one, and that one is on in May and October, during like the end of May and October, I'd say, or mid October, mid May as well. And then obviously there's this other convention that's in January, which I don't really go to, but yeah, I mean, with Comic Con and stuff, the company that used to own MCM now runs the convention that runs in January. This new business, it's just like it's so expensive. It's like what $100 for the entire weekend. Like, that's fucking expensive, and like you got content creators who are like have the same amount of followers as I do on TikTok, like 1.4k followers, 1.5k, 2k followers, even about like around 1k to like 5k followers. They apply for a creator pass for the weekend. Obviously, it's a free ticket, but they get declined. It's always people that are above 10k and above that get accepted, which is ridiculous. But I mean, I have not been to Comic Cons for the last 2 years because reason being, it's literally just money. Money. Like you go there and you instantly see what a lightsaber or fucking retro game consoles or fucking art or the Boo Boo Babies or fucking you know what I mean. You could buy that shit on Temu or AliExpress or fucking Wish or Amazon if that being you know what I mean. Like if there was a reason being to go, like seeing a celebrity from your favorite TV show, then I would go. You know what I mean? Like at this point, I don't feel like going because it's just like I don't mind socializing around people because I did a couple years ago in 2023. It wasn't too bad. I went with a friend of mine, but like some for a lot of people are neurodivergent and you have a social battery. You know what I mean? Like once it's drained, it's like, nah, I can't be arsed. I'm fucking off. You know what I mean? And the worst part is MCM overbook their tickets. They oversell. So say for example they've got like fucking I don't know 10,000 tickets. They oversell and they up that to 20,000. And there's too many people around the area. And then you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Because then those people who have traveled by train, it's a long ass queue to get on the train, and it's packed, hot, sweaty. You know what I mean? You're gonna smell of shit by the end of the day.
I
You know what I mean?
just
And yeah,
I just found out that Kansas has a Comic-Con, and this year they had Matthew Lillard show up from Scooby-Doo. They had the Doctor from Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 show up. Damn, I should go next year. They had
yeah, no,
the
like
creator for the Ninja Turtle comic books, Batman comic books, Superman comic books, all that shit.
like my first cosplay like I ever did was Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, and then come 2021 when I went back after COVID, I literally had a Akatsuki cloak. And because I had my hair dyed red, I didn't know what kind of cosplay I was gonna do because it was either just be an Akatsuki member. But then I thought, fuck it, I knew who I was gonna be. I was gonna be Sasori.
Bro, Kansas
Yeah,
also has an anime convention.
Sasori.
I need to go to that next year. Bro, the
Y-
girl
you're-
that plays the voice of Killua from Hunter x Hunter showed up this year.
Yeah, no.
You serious?
I cosplayed Sasori from Naruto because obviously I had my hair dyed red. I had the cloak. I thought, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like it made sense. Like I didn't purposely dye my hair red for Comic Con. It was just like it just happened. Like I dyed my hair red, had the cosplay ready. But yeah, no, I haven't really had any other cosplay kind of planned if I was to go back. But I feel like wearing cosplays, especially when it comes down to the weather. So when it's May, it's gonna be really really fucking hot. So you don't really want to be wearing too much shit on you. But when it comes to October, it's gonna be really really fucking cold. So you know what I mean. So it all comes down to how hot or cold it's gonna be that day.
Have you seen the crazy cosplays people do with like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen them. I actually follow a cosplayer that does like different like over the top cosplays, and one of them was um what was it? Rockstar Freddy.
Mm.
Was it Rockstar Freddy or was it? It was the Freddy Fazbear from Security Breach.
Rockstar Freddy.
Yeah, Rockstar Freddy. And yeah, and they used that cosplay for the official like PAX East or PAX West official Five Nights at Freddy stuff. It was actually crazy.
Bro, if I cosplayed, my mom would instantly assume, "Are you gay?"
Yeah, so a lot of people assume when you do cosplay, you're either gay, a furry, or just absolutely fucking mental in the head.
Like,
I used to love cosplays, and I mean, I don't mind cosplays. I just haven't done a cosplay in such a long time. But like, yeah, I mean, people can think what they want. It is what it is. Like, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, then go for it still. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. Like, fuck what people say. Like, you do you.
speaking of anime, Loki, do you watch any anime?
Do I watch anime?
Yes.
Come on,
Ding.
dude. If I could show you my screen right now, I literally got Ichigo Kurosaki in this hollow form,
Hold on, let me
as my
look.
wallpaper.
I've recently been collecting a manga for Spy Family. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Blue Exorcist. I need to watch that anime still.
Motherfucker, I own anime DVDs before they came to streaming.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I love
I mean,
anime so much.
I'm in an Akatsuki chair. Like,
That's a W. Like, what's it? I recently watched the Netflix live action adaptation of Kakagore called Bet. Fucking hell, the best. I mean, like, there is the original Kakagore live action, but that will never top Bet. If you watch Bet, you would want to watch Kakagore from start to finish, 100%.
I've been
Like,
watching Black Clover recently.
that's good. That's good. That's really good.
I've just been watching whatever I can watch. I mean, I watch so much anime. I lose count.
I
What
Um,
was your first watched?
what was my first anime I watched? Naruto. I didn't even know it was anime back in the day.
yeah.
It came on Disney XD every now and then, and it'd pop up, and I'd just watch it.
Disney XD.
Yeah,
That's a throwback.
Motherfucker, we never had that in the UK. It was just like all the basic Disney XD cartoons, like Phineas and Ferb, fucking what was like Samurai one that like you got Crash and Bernstein on there, like all those basic like guy stuff that
Yeah.
Disney would kind of Disney.
yeah, yeah. Naruto would pop up in there. I didn't even know what it was. I was just watching it, and then because like I actually dogged on anime for a little bit because I was huge into like graphics and stuff, and I was like, well, anime's just cartoons. I was like, why are you watching that? And I turned some on. So the first one that I actually watched all the way through was called Rosario Vampire, and it had 2 seasons, and they haven't brought it back because there was that tsunami in 2011 in Japan. So the creators all died basically that was
Ooh.
working on the
Uh,
anime, like the head creators and stuff died from the tsunami, and I was like, well, shit. I was like, resurrect him or something. Like, I need a third season. So,
My first anime was My Hero Academia, and thank God they're bringing the final season this October. I'm excited. But I was watching it, and my older brother got me into anime, and my mom was asking, "Why are you watching that? It's for kids." And my brother's like, "I'm 30 years old, and I'm still watching anime."
yeah.
yeah, I've got an Akatsuki tattoo on my arm. My
I
mum
got
was like,
this.
"Oh, what if you're 40 or 50 years old? You ain't gonna like that anymore." I said, "I'm sorry. I'm still gonna like anime. Like I'm 21 now, and I'm still playing games. And you got these fucking 13, 14-year-olds saying, 'Oh, aren't you in your 30s and you're playing games? That's so sad.' It's like, bruh, there's games that are rated 18 and plus, and you're just because your mum buys you the game doesn't mean it's for your age. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah. I started watching Tokyo Ghoul as my first anime. Then I moved to Sword Art Online. Then I did Elfen Lied, and then yeah, no, I just started watching random shit. Um, but, as I was saying recently, I watched the live action of Bet. That was fucking sick, and I'm watching Kakagore like now. I'm not watching it now, but like I've been watching it. But yeah, it's fucking sick. Like watching it all over again in anime form is so much fun. Um, yeah, like I do want to see more live action adaptations of anime because there has been some that have flopped,
Death
i.e.,
Note,
Bleach.
in my opinion.
Yeah, so there's been the Bleach live action, which is shit. Dragon Ball, we will not talk about. Never existed. It never existed. Huh? What are you talking about? Tokyo Ghoul had a decent fucking live action, and I like the mask they did for it. So in the anime, his mask is like black with like a white outline and red lips and shit with the teeth. But in the live action, it's a full-on black mask, and the inside is black, and then the teeth are like silver or like gold, I think. That's so sick. I love that. But if I did any live action adaptation, it'd have to be My Hero. I would love a My Hero
Yes.
live action.
Yes.
Like, could definitely like I could definitely see that happening. And what they got to do if they do it like obviously if they do a series of it, they can't rush the series. They've got to do it in seasons. Like there obviously will be season one, and you got to do it season by season. Bring in the villains when they come in. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see a live action version of Toga Himiko. Fucking
Oh
hell!
my
I
goodness.
can I can imagine the edits for Toga. Like she's already got edits. Imagine the live action. But
Fan art's just.
Oh
oh yeah,
my.
there's a lot of fan arts that like ship fucking Deku and fucking
That
Bakugo. It's
pissed
kind
me
of
off, to be honest.
I mean, it's the fandom. The fandom's weird. Like the
It's
anime's decent, but it's the fandom that ruin it. Like
yes.
that's yeah. I mean,
I ain't gonna
they
lie. I stopped watching My Hero Academia. I think it was at like season 3 or something. So like I'm pretty behind, I feel like.
I
Um
think 7 or season 6. I think.
yeah.
The 7th season was pretty good. They kind of left us on a really big cliffhanger towards the end of season 7.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
already know what happens because of TikTok,
yeah,
all the manga spoilers, but
it's like Hunter x Hunter. I watched all that in a month, and I'm still waiting for the day they say we're releasing a new season.
well, what sucks is just because of how they did it in the manga, like unless they kind of did some backtracking or did like some time skips, like, with Hunter x Hunter, Gon loses his nin abilities.
Yeah.
So he's basically useless. Now there is I guarantee that they if they wanted to, they could write it in where he gets it back on some sort of adventure, but like
Didn't he lose
I don't
it
know.
from when he went like full blown like adult form against that cat girl?
So that's what caused him to end up losing it. So when I can't remember what the chick's name was, but like Kila's sister, um, other self healed him. It literally removed the nin from him completely.
Oh damn! I never noticed that.
Because that's what was causing the effect was the nin itself. It wasn't the fact that he went full adult form. It was basically the after effects from all the nin usage on his body. So they basically just removed the nin completely so that the backfire didn't hit him. Because I remember watching a YouTube video and it was like, oh, would they ever bring it back? And they could, but it'd be like they wouldn't include Gon because Gon's not even in the rest of the Hunter and manga and stuff. He's like not mentioned.
I've heard rumors that the creator of Hunter x Hunter plans on making a new season.
I would love for a new season.
Just
I've heard.
follow Killua. He's my favorite character.
I mean, I feel like what's going to end up happening is they'd have to do like kind of like the whole One Piece type deal, where like they go on all these extra adventures for a while, and then eventually Gon comes back. You know, he's got his powers back or whatever because his dad took him on an adventure and he found his powers or something like that.
Watching the anime when Gon was in the hospital and his dad didn't want to go see him, that kind of pissed me off.
Oh yeah, I was like, "Are you serious?" That's been his whole mission was finding you, and he's literally right next door, and you won't go say hi.
He's literally dying in a bed while you're sitting here and won't go see him.
Yep.
Right. Going back to talking about like Netflix and stuff. It's been what 2 days? 2 days after Squid Game season 3 has been released. Have you had a look at it?
I already knows. I know what happens. Yeah. I don't watch Squid Games. I haven't watched a single episode of it.
You're aware of what
I
happened.
Oh yeah, the main character dies. 456 sacrifices himself to save a baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, why'd you spoil it for Blaze?
TikTok spoils everything.
Yeah, no, 456 dies to save the baby. And the detective looks after the baby in the end. Because the what's it? The masked guy delivers it to him. Yeah, the front man like gives the detective the baby to look after with the 45 billion won. And then the front man goes to LA and gives Jihan's daughter his clothes, his outfit, all bloodied. And the previous 45 billion one that he won in Squid Game season 1. And then that leaves that left a cliffhanger where the front man drives past an alleyway and you see this white blonde haired woman playing I forgot the game. What's the game called? I think I forgot what it's called. But they was playing the envelope thing. And yeah, that's a cliffhanger because it's rumored that we're meant to be getting Squid Game USA.
Oh,
yeah.
Which I see that happening 100%. It's gonna be so cool. I can imagine them doing like a Squid Game UK as well. Like if you're basing it on childhood games, the UK has so many childhood games like Bulldog, Heads Down, Thumbs Up. Like it's like, and you can use some of the American games as well, like Simon Says, or we had this one that's similar to Simon Says, or I think it's called Big Bad Wolf or something like that, or What's the Time, Mr. Wolf, or whatever it is. Like there's a lot of like childhood games in the United States and the UK that can kind of cross over and kind of, you know what I mean. But I think the next plan they want to do is like going back in time to the original Squid Games back in the 80s. I think that's what the original director said he wants to do. I'm not too sure, but what do you think about the ending? Like, how do you feel about it? Do you think it's a well-deserved ending, or do you think they could have done it better?
I mean, my question is, did we see 456's body on screen?
Did so he fell to his death. His eyes were wide open, but apparently um, when the island got blown up, his eyes were like fully wide open apparently, and then there was a scene where someone stole all the money in Jihan's apartment, and people are like theorizing that it was he's still alive and he's the one that took the money.
I
But
mean, if the
Brad,
body's not on camera, you know, where he's confirmed dead, you can't ever say he's dead until he's dead because the front man could have been like, oh, well, I'm gonna put something here when he goes to kill himself, and then Jihon survives. I don't know. I've the whole Squid Game series. I thought the first season, because like I've only really seen it here and there on TikTok. I thought the whole first season was kind of nice, but then you got the. I always hate when they try to do sequels of things because I feel like it kind of takes away from the series. But then you come to find out that the front man this whole time's just been in training to be the front man. So
yeah, I mean, what was really weird was there was kind of the butterfly effect where the front man, when he was a player, he was given a knife and the option to be the front man. And then when it came to season 3, it happened with Jihan, and he was given the exact same knife and the option to be the front man. But yeah, he obviously declined it. He took the knife, but he didn't kill the people that was in the room. But I've seen a lot of people say like, "Oh yeah, Squid Game season 3 is terrible. It was, it was shit." I've seen most critical say it was the worst season. Pyrocynical say it was the worst season ever. Like, I mean, it it wasn't that bad. I mean, put it this way: season 1 was just kind of a taster, and then you go to season 2, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger because they had a lot happening. They've obviously had to split it into two parts. Obviously, season 2, and then you got season 3. But I think to cram a lot in one season is kind of it's a lot to handle when you've got such a huge audience that relies solely on a good story. But I feel like they could have done Jihan some fucking justice. Like he could have won it again, and he could have like ended it all, and then find out to then go to his daughter, then to see in the alleyway it happening all over again
yeah,
in LA. You know what I mean? Like that could have impacted the storyline so much. And what also impacted the storyline so much as well was in the front man's room, you could see the old man who was player number 1. But it really fucked me over because the old guy wasn't actually a player. It was a suit.
What?
It was a fucking yeah, like full on like it was so weird. It was so fucking weird. But I like TV shows that kind of fuck with your head. Like you don't know what's gonna happen next until it happens. It's very similar to this other K drama I watched called The 8 Show. It's very very similar to Squid Games, but you've got these players that live on different floors, depending on their like I don't know, their situation. So I don't know, like if you've got a lot of things going on, then you're at the bottom. If you've got less problems going on, then you're at the top and you earn more. So each time you do something, you earn money. So I could be at the bottom earning, I don't know, 100,000 per situation, Whereas Blaze could be earning fucking 500,000 per situation, and he could be up top. And then you, Loki, you could be like top. You good? Blowing the nose.
Yeah, well on the nose, man. Got to get all that stuff out.
Get all that stuff out. Yeah.
Ugh.
As I was saying, so depending on the situation, you earn probably double. But it's something to look into if you want to like watch a decent like fucked up TV show.
I got one more question before we end this. Have you watched The Last of Us TV show?
Have I watched The Last of Us TV show? Of course I have.
Wolf, have you finished season 2?
No, I haven't.
How do you think season 3 is going to turn out now that we have to follow Abby's side of the story?
Oh god.
I think it'll
God.
be good. I think if they do it right, it'll be good. But at the same time, I was kind of pissed because I didn't realize the last episode of season 2 was the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sitting there waiting Sunday night to go watch it, the new episode, and then it's like, oh, there's not a new episode. I'm like, what do you mean there's not a new episode?
That's what I said.
And I was like,
I saw
yeah,
it,
and they got,
and I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's no way they ended season 2 like this.
yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? I was expecting some more. So
Because I already
yeah,
know
we'll
what happens at the very end of the game, but I
Yeah.
didn't expect that to happen at the end of season 2. It was a good
I've got
season,
one
though.
question as well before we wrap up. If everything disappeared tomorrow and like your content, your ranking, your followers, what lesson or experience from your journey in competitive gaming would you still carry with you no matter what?
I would just honestly just be myself and enjoy what I do. I mean, that's the biggest thing is like what I've noticed is like if as long as I'm being myself and enjoying what I'm doing, it doesn't matter to me. I don't look at the follower count every day. I don't stress out over numbers because once you're stressing out over numbers, that's when you're losing hair, you're going bald, you know, you lose sleep because like I used to when I was grinding to my affiliate status on Twitch, and I had some help back in the day. Had a buddy by the name of Chiefs who rated me and get with 85 viewers, and that pushed me over the viewer limit, and I was able to get affiliate because of that. But the biggest thing is just to be yourself, and also just collaborating with others is huge. If a whole bunch of small people collaborate together, then it becomes one big, united front. So
Awesome.
Yeah, that affiliate grind was a pain in the ass, but I got there.
Yeah, when I was trying to hit affiliate, it was a pain in the ass. I tried to get people who I knew from my college to watch me, and they did watch me, but it was just kind of a in and out problem because it went from having 5 people to watch me to 2 people watching me, and then trying to find more people to watch me as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I say we end it there.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, this is the end of the 4th episode already. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. If you like this episode today, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below what we should talk about in the next episode. Wolf, you got anything you want to say?
Yep. For those who are not aware, we are releasing merch on July 1st. Don't forget to check it out. And yeah.
Appreciate Lowki being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Oh.
Nice having you. Oh my goodness. Awesome having you here. Alrighty. Catch y'all later.